In this video, we will explain that for comeback-free compressor replacement, it is absolutely essential that every inch of the refrigerant path must be either new or flushed if the compressor is being replaced for any reason. We will also explain why some parts cannot be flushed and must be replaced. All air conditioning systems gradually leak refrigerant over time. As the liquid refrigerant level in the evaporator drops, oil drops out of circulation and pools at the bottom of the evaporator, as we are illustrating here in this animation. As the vehicle ages and more oil drops out in the evaporator, less and less oil returns to the compressor. Pure refrigerant by itself is a powerful degreaser. Gradually, it strips the lubricating film of oil from the pistons and cylinder walls, and the compressor starts to wear. Fine, microscopic, but very abrasive particulates slough off the moving surfaces of the compressor and are transported throughout the system. Most of these particles are so small that many of them will pass through the condenser and expansion device, but are trapped in the oil that has been accumulating at the bottom of the evaporator. Not unlike the sediment in the bottom of the oil recovery jar on the side of your recovery machine. Eventually, the compressor fails due to lack of lubrication, by which time several ounces of contaminated oil have accumulated at the bottom of the evaporator. Think of this dirty oil as valve lapping compound. If this abrasive mix of dirty oil is not removed from the system, it will be forced up and out of the evaporator when the system is recharged and cause the replacement compressor to fail rapidly. While the abrasive particulates will be especially concentrated in the oil at the bottom of the evaporator, they will also be distributed throughout the system. That is why any other components in the refrigerant circuit that are not being replaced must also be flushed. Components that cannot be flushed and must be replaced are the dryer, the expansion device, and lines and hoses that have any kind of an inline filter or muffler. As you can see in this cutaway, this muffler has internal baffles with only a pinhole for the refrigerant to pass through, while this muffler contains a filter which became clogged when the compressor failed. Most flat tube, multi-pass, multi-path flow condensers cannot be flushed. They should be replaced. The internal passages are extremely small, just a few thousandths of an inch in diameter. In addition, the header tanks are dammed in several places, forcing the refrigerant to pass back and forth multiple times. Once debris enters a condenser design like this, it is impossible to remove. Accumulators and receiver dryers cannot be flushed, because they contain the desiccant material which can disintegrate on contact with flush solvent and contaminate the entire system. A compressor, of course, cannot be flushed under any circumstances. Typically, the only components that can be satisfactorily flushed are the evaporator and simple lines and hoses that do not have inline filters or mufflers. We hope that this video has helped you understand the critical importance of system flushing to ensure a comeback-free repair.